I'm curious as to how you feel about covering 4-4 decisions that really end up being. It's hard to. There were some people wrote these stories as if the Supreme Court made this ruling with their 4-4 decision, when really some would argue they abdicated their ruling by falling to another.
Well, right. I mean, if you can't come to a
and
majority,
not their fault of their own.
Right.
Yes.
If you can't come to a majority, then the lower court ruling stands, and in this case, it was the ruling against the president on a pretty important, to him at least, immigration measure. That's the consequence of.
Now, in fairness, if Justice Scalia had been alive, he most certainly would have voted with the lower court anyway.
That's right. But if you had Merrick Garland on the court now, given his track record of deference to executive power, I think he might have voted with the president on this. We really don't know, obviously. But this is the problem with not confirming nominees, is that you leave courts in these anomalous positions where they're not able to do their job. I mean, here they were not able to be the last word on what the Constitution says about presidential power, and that's one of their charges. And so, how about we get some confirmation hearings fired up for Merrick Garland? So,
L. Brooks Patterson, attorney at law, Esquire. How do you feel about this decision to not even allow any kind of progress on a president? Some would say it's I guess one of the great benefits of being president, that you get to appoint Supreme Court justices. Others would say, no, it's a responsibility, and that's not happening.
Well, I think this underscores just how important the election is in November, if you're going to put in a Trump or you're going to put in a Hillary Clinton, because they're going to be making the appointments. So you want to get somebody on that court philosophically in line with yourself, and we're going to fight this right out to the end.
Is this you coming out for Donald Trump right now?
What's that?
Is this your endorsement of Donald Trump?
Oh, hell, I'll vote for him. I told you that. I can't vote for Hillary, but that's really does say it, folks. This race is so important because the next president, we got what, 1 or 2 octogenarians on the Supreme Court, several septuagenarians, and so there going to be some appointments coming up, and I want the person who's making that appointment to be a strict constructionist. Okay,
Congresswoman.
Well, all I can think about is Donald Trump this week in Scotland, the day of, I think we've seen the consequences.
The day after the Brexit
the day
vote,
after,
yes.
correct. Their elections do have consequences, and I think that actually what happened in England is a reflection, I think, of many of the intense feelings in this country.
No doubt about it.
People are regretting the immigration that's happened in Great Britain, more than 300,000 refugees. You see that anti-immigration feelings here. You hear people worried about jobs and trade and the economy, but look what's happened to the economy of a global economy already in 24 hours that markets were open. I'm scared to death of what's going to happen tomorrow when the markets open, and I think we got to think long and hard.
Nolan, what are your thoughts?
Well, look, I think this time next year Republicans will be wishing they took Garland as a nominee, because I think Hillary Clinton's going to go much further to the left in her appointees. She said she would. And I think, they're playing a dangerous game. Donald Trump's not going to win this election. And they should he's not, Brooks. I mean, he's got $1 million in the bank.
From your lips to God's
He's not going to
ears.
win this election. Republicans are crazy if they think he will. And so, they need, this is the most reasonable Supreme Court pick they're going to see for a lot of years. They ought to grab him up now.
Well, let me just say, I think the British exit was sort of a reflection of what's going on here. People over there were angry with the policies of the incumbent administration, certainly on immigration. Same thing's going on here. And so the people were spoken. I predicted they would exit because they're so angry with the status quo.
Angry voters tend to show up.
That's right, and that's what we're going to have here.
And too many people don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I think the consequences of this particular ruling are tragic for all of the immigrant families who are sort of caught in this limbo.
We haven't got to the ruling itself yet.
I mean, no matter how you feel about
immigrant families?
well, I mean, immigrant families often have members who are not here legally, and what do you do about that? I mean, do you send kids home?
They're here legally because they were born here, which is the whole idea of coming across the border when you're 8 months pregnant.
I mean, it's a thorny issue, and it's very difficult for those families. This leaves the limbo in place for a really long time, which I think is to nobody's benefit.
And we got to leave it there, gang. Thanks very much for the conversation. I really appreciate it. We come back, a new book out on the Flint water crisis. This is Flashpoint on Local 4.